Hi friends, I'm Colonel Failure. Welcome back to the Farm Simulator, where ploughing. Yeah, this field has been fallow for over a year, because since you were last with me, I've done a lot, and I did a lot in not a large amount of not a large amount of effort. That's for sure. Effectively, I turned on. No, what did I turn on? I didn't turn on anything. No, I did turn on. I turned on free terraforming, and I slapped up a bunch of generators. I went for my team with the game on running on fast. Came back and I had loads of money, and I went, oh, that's easy mode. So yeah, I've got easy mode, and I've turned it all back off again since then, deleted all the generators, but this has allowed me to do all the terraforming that I wanted to do in order to make the progress that I wanted to make. I wonder if I'm getting anything like the sort of coverage I need here. Nuts. No, worst case scenario in doing this is that I miss a bit. But I'm going to jump out in a moment because we're just up for a bit of a tour today. There's not an awful lot of change going on down there. That's more or less as it was before. I'm pretty happy with the setup that I've had. The aim that I'm going for, I was rather hoping the truck would be there, but it's not. Oh, I know where the truck is. The aim that I'm going for is to get a suitable variety of crop and material opportunities to push the wine and cake agenda a little bit further. Yeah, I did cut those trees down. Yeah, I haven't cleared them yet. That's a job for another time. Yeah, I cut all the trees down, thinking, oh, this will make it easier to flatten the land out over there. Didn't make it easier to flatten the land out, so we try not to look at that bit as much as we possibly. Oh well, now okay. Well, this view affords you a little sight of what I built. That's a ruddy great shed. Yeah, I mean, look, if you're going to drive the thing with the plough attached, at least try and cover something while you're doing it. And in the ruddy great shed, I've got all of my various bits and pieces, all of my material. Oh crikey, you missed another bit. That's all right. It's not like this isn't going to be another job that I have to do later anyway. Oh no, it's hardly the point. If you're going to do it properly. What, like this? Yes, exactly like this. This is the way to do it. I've tried. I rented out. No. I want you up. There we go. I've tried renting other more significant ploughs, and let me tell you, you're going to need a legion of tractor in order to pull them. So I have once again expanded my my main courtyard here. Down there, that's the stone that turns into lime. Via the medium of processing, which is all good. Right, top her up, please. There we go. Got my own fuel station now. Yeah, it doesn't save you any money. I mean, you can, I suppose, buy fuel when it's cheap, and then just reload as you need it. But honestly, it's just nice to have it nearby. Saves going on a mission. Right, you get into central lock, please. Thank you. Right. No. Into central lock. No, never mind doing the hokey coke. Oh, flipping. Just drop it. Alright, there you go. The plough is turned. Never mind a plough being. Put it away. Put plough. Put plough away. Just get off. Thank you. We'll leave the weight on the front. That was pretty seamless. Yeah, we'll leave the weight on the front. But here we go. We're going in. And here's all my stuff. There's tractor 2, but what I'm here for is the truck. Oh, I'll tell you what, we'll hook up the baler as well, because I've got or bale collector. I've got some job to do with that will happen later on in this very episode. Yeah, look forward to that, won't you? Yeah. Who doesn't like a little bit of bale action? Well, I think we all do, don't we? Right, okay, well, let's get this out of the way. Obviously, there's quite a lot in there that requires me to pull some kind of three-point turn in order to get in and out, but it's fine. I'm a professional. I mean, as you can tell from the parking, I mean, I've got all of this laid out in exactly the way exactly the way it should be. Right, I'll give you a tour of the facilities, because the facilities have changed dramatically. I've been terraforming like someone who's been turned loose on the terraforming tools for the first time and doesn't really know what they're doing. It's not me, of course. I know exactly what I'm doing. Well, I say that. I made a complete flip in there. Let's go first person. I'm in a first person kind of a mood. Yeah, there you go. Whee. Yeah, possibly going a little bit faster with this bit of land, but it's all good. Yeah, I remember when all that was trees, because I was the one who cut it down. Yeah, there you go. See, I've taken stuff to be sold, but there is still more stuff waiting to be had. The only generators I'm keeping are the ones that I had originally. So this whacking great solar panel, for example, just helps to offset the cost of running tractors. And that's, I mean, it's only paying for the maintenance costs that I really needed attending to. Everything else is largely fine. Right, here we are. This is a field you will recognise. This is the grass field, which was planted up with grass, and you can see the bits that are still planted up. The rest of it, you can see, you're kind of going, where are we? What's this lump on? What's happened? And you kind of go, yeah, I know. I've turned it into tiers. So previously, this was all kind of rolling hillside heading up the way there, but I've started to make an impact. So what we have here is a whole bunch of usable land. These trees, I planted those myself in order to make the place look more appealing. I think it largely succeeds. And then I've given myself a little rundown over there, if I choose to. Yeah, see, I think it's quite pleasing. And then we can get up onto the next tier, either going via the road. The road will connect everything to everything eventually, or if you're feeling lazy, you can just drive up it. There's a bale I haven't quite got to. Here's the next tier. What's going on here? Couldn't honestly tell you. I haven't decided yet, and there's a lot of work still to be done. The hillsides as they are right now are not going to stay like that. I've got more work to do on those as we head up towards top tier. This is penultimate tier here, and you can see that I have terraformed a little bit above, but it's another plateau, which is quite splendid. This is what happens when you terraform next to a tree instead of cutting the tree down. You get weird. Yeah, it's not ideal. I don't know. Look, all of this rocky business, that's stuff I can't do anything with. But all of these extra trees that I've stuck in, this is all to help conceal the plateau that I put in. I did a kind of a budget and scarper job on that one, so more work can be done to sell it in, but I haven't been. I mean, I poked around mods ever so briefly. I've barely got any mods installed. I think I've got like 2-3 mods in total, but what I was looking for is something like retaining walls, because it desperately needs it. Anyway, this will come to life when I know what it's going to be. Then you've got the approach back onto the roads. And here we go back onto the top of the farm, and this bit I've done the most development on. Obviously it's not finished, but this is the dairy. Yeah, yes, I think it looks quite nice. Now I didn't go overboard. Obviously I've got money to spare at the moment, but there's the dairy itself for the processing of this and that. Down the bottom, that's the cow shed. No cows, not at the current time. And then I've got my hay loft going on there, and over here we've got just a useful little shed. Huh? That's nifty. You get outside and you go for a wander in. You go, oh yeah. There's some tops when you've got cows. But I want to make sure I've got the full chain completed before I start staffing up with cows who will die if I don't feed them. So I want to make sure that I can feed them before doing so. Because, well, otherwise, bad things. Yeah, bad things. Well, it's the height of July at the moment, and it's a super time of year to get some stuff done. But we don't want July. No, we want the cold and crispiness of winter. Well, it's a super morning for it. Normally, I'd wait until January, but feels like October will probably suffice. Now I've got a lot of bales to sell, and normally this is my primary means of income. In fact, it still is my primary means of income. No, that's a bag of seeds that you left there. Oh, okay, fair play. So I thought we'd just do a quick check and see what this is worth. I mean, obviously this isn't all of them. No. No. This is just the loose bales that were left out. Yeah, I'm driving through someone else's field. That's their problem. They should have mowed it by now. Mowed it, harvested it, whatever they want to call it. They should have by now done it. You know what? The one thing that's missing from this, you see all these fields are owned by various different farming folk. It would be nice if they would actually farm them. I'm sure I'm not the first person to make that observation. The crops turn up and then they disappear magically. It all magically happens, and it would be super to see some other machinery in action once in a while. So here we go. I've been transporting all of my bales down here. This will be silage and some rotten straw. You say, oh, don't be down on the straw. No. This will definitely be rotten. It's been out here for about 3 years. What are we looking at? It seems to be all right. Yeah, okay. So this is where we sell it, just over there, and I brought it here, thinking, well, this will work quite well as a quick way to drop it all off. Will it though? Will it really? Yeah, well, no. Well, we'll find out. So our cash balance at the start of this operation is, let's call it, just for the sake of argument, let's call it 400,000. Because it pretty much is. So let's call it 400,000, and then we'll see where we go from there. My goodness me, this is a slow operator. This is much more satisfying when you've got a full load. But let's get her rolling, get her going, get it frisking, get it off the back of the truck. Right, done with that. Come on, back it up. The only problem with this approach that I use is these flipping wheelie bins. You have to wait, and you either have to take a very different approach, or you have to wait until your flipping trailer's finished mucking about before you can get back out again. Just go easy, and I do it this way because if you come in mostly straight, then all you have to do is back out in a straight line without any faffing around. Now, when I've done this kind of dump all my bales in one zone caper, I've done that before, and it works pretty well, but I've not tried it from this field previously. This was supposed to be a means of making it a more efficient way to work, but the question is going to be, is it? Anyway, but the way to do it is you kind of skim the end until there is no more end to skim. But historically, I'd done it on a slope. See, so the bales would actually roll in your direction. You would go uphill, and the bales would come your way without you having to do very much effort at all, which made it a super little operation. There you go. Moving on. There you go. See, you can already go like I feel you. You're all going, oh, I've always done this slightly differently, but you know what? This is a superior method. I kind of go, but I tell you, look, when you've done as many bales as I have, Sunshine, you learn all the tricks of the trade. Every caper it is to pull, you've got it pulled. You're pulling that caper for as much as you're worth. We're going to run over this bale. No. I think the weight out the front will probably keep me behind it rather than on top of it. But no, this is the superior way to make the money. Yeah. No, it really is. We're going to be here a while, friends, and I've got no intention of skipping this, so I possibly ought to enter into some kind of verbal essay with regard to some topic or other. And I've chosen, for the topic in question, the whys, wherefores, and the validation maybe of cheesing it on cash and using generators rather than hard labour to accomplish things. Now, I wouldn't have gone that route had I not opted to go for a bit of land that needed terraforming to start with. Sure, I've done pretty well out of my wheat fields. I've done my chickens along the side of the road. They're clucking away nicely. Greenhouses, who are also reputed, yeah, I think you can say who with regard to greenhouses, also reputed to be a little bit easy mode. you know, they all keep ticking along. I mean, I could pave the entire area with greenhouses, set them to auto sell, and Bob's your uncle. But I do want to do the work. But after, well, I mean, how many episodes are we through this now? Oh, that's a dozen. Well, there you go. See, we've had a dozen where the majority of my farming work has been grass-based harvesting, and the selling of its bounteous produce afterwards, and it shouldn't be that way. No. So and that's because I keep hemorrhaging cash trying to turn the land into something that is going to be more viable. And while indeed there has been progress made on that side of things, overall it's just a slog. Now, the slog in itself is absolutely fine. You know, just driving a tractor up and down, doing your jobs around the place, it's all good. But what I'd quite like is to get the farm into the sort of condition where you've got 12 months of the year, you've got different jobs to be done. To keep that variety strong. And sure, grass is one of the few crops that you can muck about with 12 months of the year, but that's the same thing every month, which effectively means it's 1 month of the year that you've got any kind of variety going on. Or, in fact, there is no variety, there is only that 1 month job that you do over and over again. I'm not justifying it, I'm just explaining the rationale behind cheesing up the cash to move on to the next agenda point, you know. So I mean, grapes. Whoa, yeah. I mean, last time I had a chunk of change with nothing particularly earmarked to spend it on. I got grapes up and running, and let me tell you, that was a waste of time. But once I've got a winery up, well, it's not even a winery; it's grape juice. Seems like the developers are afraid of allowing you to work a proper vineyard, and they're going, "Oh no, make Ribena out of it." That's black currants? Yeah, I know, I'm actually the same thing. Yeah, it's just... No, it's wine. I'm making wine, and I'm going to sell it to the Pope. Because he knows what's what. Does he? I would assume so. Or, well, he's going to buy cheap knockoff wine anyway. I mean, I'll tell you that for nothing. Yeah, so this is just... It's a means to an end. And we touched on this when I was last pontificating aboard my tractor. Well, here we are again aboard a tractor pontificating. Might even be the same tractor. Who knows? The grind of paying for your maintenance and so forth means that quite a lot of the revenue that you make goes into just being able to make the same revenue again the following year, which, as much as that might have some basis in reality vis-a-vis the farming, it doesn't make for the most compelling exercise in terms of the farming, and therefore you go for your life, son. You want to cheese it up and get what you need, then just go cheese it up and get what you need. I mean, to be honest, what I'd have been better off doing would be a couple of years of this bale harvesting caper that I enjoy so much, before buying a real proper field and just farming it. And then when I've made enough money from that, buy the next field and just farm that. But I went, no, I'd rather create something new and unique and interesting and settle this land in a way that no one else will have done. And you go, yeah, I mean, there's probably a reason why no one else settled the land in that way. It's because it's a stupid way to settle the land. And indeed, there is some merit in that argument. Right, okay, this is one full row now that we've done. Well, there's a little bit left on the end. But as you can see, we're going to get a good 4, 5 more loads out of that. No, maybe even more than that. A lot of bales. I really put the effort in because this was my big push to, I want to get another bit of land usable before I stumbled across the notion of, oh, just cheat. And I regret nothing. No, I'm looking forward to evaluating what it is my cattle are going to demand, and then supply them with it. Furthermore, I'm going to look forward to taking the produce from that cattle and turning that into cakey goodness. I've got eggs already, so you know that lends its way towards cakey goodness. Don't clip the bins, don't clip the bins, don't clip the bins. Yeah. Okay, right. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Yeah, here we go again. Yeah. No, I know if you're expecting something a little bit more diverse than this, you plumb out of luck, chum. Right. You're going from the end again? Yeah, we're not at this. The temptation is to go, oh, I'll just grab that entire row of bales that I dropped off earlier. Doesn't work. It's not as clean a system. This is the cleanest way to grab a bunch of bales that are these tubular efforts, because they want to roll, you see, and therefore as you disrupt the stack, as you inevitably will do, they roll towards you. Yeah, that's why doing it on a hillside is quite good, because you just park the tractor up, stick your hoiker in the right place. That's what it's called, and it does all the hoiking for you. You know, you can go and have a brew, and the hoiker is hoiking. Hoiking is life, says the hoiker. Yes, it's H-O-I-K, hoik. Yes, to hoik. It's a verb. Yeah. Therefore, it being a hoiker is a verbal enactor. You're talking rubbish now. Yeah, I know. I've got to find a fresh topic to move on to before I dry up entirely. All right, good luck with that. Yeah, I know. So what is the most satisfying thing you've done in this so far? Oh, wait, see, there's a question. Because there's a twofold way of doing it. Well, in fact, I'm going to go for multifold. Right? First off, you've got the profitable approach, right? Whereby you enjoy doing something because you know it's going to yield the kind of profit necessary to be able to furnish you with whatever you want to do next, right? And silage bales early on are very much the work equals reward. Right? It is definitely a work-oriented thing. I think I created a speedy up version of doing this by sticking the mower on the front and the silage baler on the back. Easily the fastest way of doing it. Not the most efficient, but actually I'm on the fence about that as well. So I played around using the windrower initially, which certainly makes the act of turning these into bales pretty painless. But I thought, well, hold on, you are having to drive multiple laps of the field in order to get to that stage. Whereas by doing it in an all-in-one, yes, each lap of the field is a little bit slower, and you don't kick out bales quite as quickly. But overall, it is a time saving. And that's what it comes down to. It comes down to your investment of time versus what you're going to get out the back of it. So is it satisfying? That was the question. Don't get started on profit and making the money and all of that business again. We've covered that. Yeah, it is. It is satisfying to go... Because what's satisfying? You're very focused on going forwards and mowing and not missing bits and all of that kind of stuff. That's gone well. Oh, yeah. Oh, what a pro. Yeah, that's a bit of wall there. Yeah, I know. It's okay, it's all fine. Where were we going? Satisfying. Yes, right. Yeah, it is quite satisfying to do. But the best bit is when you then flip the camera behind and you look at all the bales you've made and you kind of go, all right, okay, that's kind of cool. That's kind of good. I like it. And then you do it again every month for the following 3 months. And you go, well, that's 6 hours of my life I'm not getting back. And I only feel marginally satisfied by that. Well, pick it up then. No, can't be bothered. All right, well, let's just go to the next one. Yeah, so that's pretty satisfying. In terms of does that inherently make for strong visual entertainment that people may enjoy watching? Once, yeah. 6 times, no. By the 6th time you're doing it, you're tempted to go, I think they may have seen this before. I'll go and find some insipid music from the YouTube library, and I'll crank it up to 3 times speed, 5 times if I must. Any faster than 5 times, and it loses all visual fidelity, and doesn't become any fun to watch. And then I'll do that for a couple of minutes before I can think of something else to talk about. No. I don't hold with such things. If I'm going to do any kind of speed action, there'll be a joke in there somewhere. Probably. Yeah. I mean, I certainly wouldn't rule it out. So that's, that mowing constantly, mowing without end is no good. You've got to get some variety in there. Now, for satisfaction, you can't do a lot better than harvesting a field with a combine and then having to pull the tractor up. I mean, for my money, that's the best bit of multiplayer, is where one of you is sporting a combine and your pal is driving the tractor with the trailer on it, and you deploy the hose and unloads into the tractor trailer. I mean, that's the golden times. That's what living's all about. And again, that's like mowing, but way more satisfying, because you're taking up that much more until you come to sell it, and you're going to go, well, that was flipping worthless. Yeah, cheers. No, I spent a lot on all this machinery, and I made peanuts back. Yeah, cheers for that. But it's that satisfying. I'm willing to do it again. And then of course, for great visual adventure is loading one thing onto another thing using improper equipment. That's the golden child right there, and there's a lot of satisfaction to be had from that, simply because it's difficult, because you're using the wrong thing, and I enjoy using the wrong thing, because it's just belligerent. You're kind of going, yeah, I could go and spend almost 200 quid on getting the right thing, but no, I'm going to do it this way. Yeah, how very dare you. That should be pointed out, of course, while we're selling all these bales and breaking through the 100k mark. Nice. Oh, we've got at least the same again. I would normally do this in January, which is when prices for all this stuff is at peak. But I'm doing it in October because I thought the lighting was quite nice and that this would be a nice time to do it. Also, I couldn't be bothered waiting until January. I mean, you can decide which part of that excuse is more true, but I think we all know the truth, don't we? I think so. Yeah. Come on, you should be able to get over that. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Yeah. Well, we're making solid progress. Are we down halfway through those? Well, you get 24 on a doodah. Yeah, they're in threes. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 15 there. So just under half. Hey, this is a good profit. Well, I set this up to be a good profit harvest. Good profit harvest. Because the intention was this would be what would furnish me with a cow shed, and the fields necessary to feed said cows. I then looked at the price of a cow shed and went, no, other means are going to be necessary. I then looked at the footprint of a cow shed and kind of went, I'll need some flatter land than this. And to see what happened next, go to the start of the episode and begin again. Yeah, it's not going to leave you any more wise, of course, but you will then have the full story, and that may bring you some solace late night in the way that things do. Yeah, there's not a lot going on here, is there? No. Do you want to do an insipid fast speed through this? I really don't. I don't believe in it. I just don't believe it. I think something either is worth watching or isn't worth watching. And while certainly there may be a level of watching someone do something competently at high speed, can't denigrate that. At the same time, you might as well just go, there you go, done. Oh, okay, done. Tell me a story. No. You're in the wrong place if you want someone to tell you a story. Yeah, alright, okay. I've decided to go with a bit of insipid flipping Muzak in the background while we just trundle through the... I mean, I just don't get it. I mean, if you're going to put a musical interlude in there, for crying out loud, why not choose something exciting or thrilling or quirky or zesty in some fashion? But no. Instead, we've gone for safe. Oh dear, spare me from safe music. It's what used to be known as elevator music. Yeah, Muzak is what it's called. It's there to cause offence to absolutely no one, and just to make you feel safe. You feeling safe? You should be feeling safe, despite the fact that there's some high-octane bailing going on here, and will be going on. I'm taking you through the whole thing. I hope you're enjoying the tune. Yeah, no, that's really bring it up to speed. Yeah, maybe it should have lyrics. I feel like having some really safe times. Don't want to upset anyone. I want to make sure this is taste neutral. It would sit very nicely under an insurance advertisement. That kind of business, you know. It's just, oh God, is this what we've become in the 21st century? Is this what we've become? The country that gave us the Beatles and the Sex Pistols and Led Zeppelin is, Stormzy not available. I mean, come on, you know, get Miss Dynamite out of retirement, and she could stick out. I'm sure she'd turn her hand to a bit of trap, given her choice, or drill. I mean, come on, drill's popular at the moment. I mean, dubstep's over, obviously. Why have I parked? Come on, son, get back to work. What are you doing? There you are. There you are. Come on, time's wasted. We're in a time lapse here. That doesn't mean you can just dawdle. Yeah. I mean, the consistency of the oh, look at that, that's a nice shot. I should probably pause it here and use that as a thumbnail or something. Oh well, I'll probably get around to it in a minute. Yeah, I can't pause now. No, doing live commentary. That's all very important. Oh, that was clean. Oh, look at it. It's almost like you've been practicing, or it's almost like you've done 15 loads already, and you've kind of gone, I think I've got an angle on this now. But the next one goes just as well. I bet it doesn't. No. I'm willing to bet. Oh, this music's sapping my will to live. I'm prepared to bet that this is going to work out. Fantastic. Now look at that. Clean as a whistle. Because see, that's the thing, is you can start your reverse while you're still locking your S spoils into attack position. While you can do that. Yeah. You know what I like? And I bet you like it too. I mean, look at it. Look at all the tire marks I'm leaving. How great is that? One thing I was thinking, actually, because I've been placing lots of little meadowy bits, and it would be nice if I could leave persistent tyre tracks, so it would leave, roads, paths through the stuff that I've been building, you know, if I drove over it regularly. Oh, we're about done. I should probably pick up the main commentary. Not a bad bit of profit. With this load, that'll probably take us to around 710,000, so we'll be pushing just a shade over 300,000 for this particular run. Oh yeah, oh that's good. But just to put that into context, the amount that I've spent on terraforming is in the region of somewhere between 10 and 20 million. So that would have taken quite a long time. I've been Colonel Failure, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the show. I'll be back soon with a little bit more, where I think cows may be on the horizon, coming at us armed with their milky goodness. Thanks very much for watching. Cheerio. So there you go, a bit of farm reorganisation. It's all going quite nicely. Anyway, today's outro is a sponsored one, and happy birthday, Alex. You're 9. Yes, Alex, I'm talking to you. Alex, I'm talking to you. I want to talk to you a little bit, Alex, on your birthday, about games and gaming. Fundamentally, this channel is built around the idea that there is no wrong way to play a game. The only way you can play a game wrongly is if you are mucking up the fun for someone else. If you're taking fun away from someone else, you are playing the game wrong, because everyone plays this game just to have fun, right? Just to enjoy themselves. And the most important thing is to make sure that you're playing with people who respect each other's ability to have fun. There's a whole bunch of people out there who get their giggles by ruining the fun for other people. And you kind of go, well, those aren't the kind of people you want to have as friends, are they? No, it's important to treat other people the way that you would want to be treated. When it comes to playing games. Yes, once in a while you can push your friend off the edge of a cliff in a game just for funsies. 1 time is funny. 2 times is not funny. unless, you know, there's some back and forth. Basically, there are unspoken rules that you have between you and your friends about where fun is and what is acceptable. But if you ever make someone feel bad playing a game, then you should feel bad too. Now then, here's the best way to play a game. However you please, basically. If you want to drive tractors into each other as fast as possible, or in Farm Sim, drive the tractor straight into the train and see how far it can catapult it through the air, been there, tried it, worth doing, then that's just tremendous. That's the kind of adventure that's worth having. Where it crosses over the line is if you're playing it multiplayer and someone else is diligently trying to harvest their field, and you decide to try and drive your tractor into their combine harvester as fast as you possibly can. I'd say that makes you less fun to be around, and let's face it, that you won't get invited back to play again if you keep doing that. So if you're having fun in the game, don't wreck it for other people. I'm coming off as something very boring. Just say don't wreck it for other people. If you're playing on yourself, you can do whatever you like. That's the whole point of games, is they let you do whatever you like any time in a game. Now, when I first started playing games on the internet, I was already really old. I was already like 28 when I started playing games on the internet, and I thought that I would be like the ultra gamer. I'd be like the best in the world, and so I chose a name that sounded like, it's really cool and edgy. And it turned out that actually I was going up against people who played a heck of a lot more than I did, and so were a lot better than me. And so I rapidly decided that actually someone has to lose these games, and that the best thing you could do for other people was be the guy who doesn't mind losing. Just doesn't mind if you had fun along the way. The only times I ever used to kind of get angry with myself is when I'd done something stupid in a game, and I knew it was stupid and I knew it was going to make me lose, and yet I would seem to be incapable of learning from that experience, and therefore kept losing. And you find that actually the biggest opponent when you're playing other people is you. Is trying to behave better for you, trying to stop yourself doing something stupid that is going to end up with a bad result. So it was never about losing deliberately. I would always play my best and try and improve. But if I'm only playing, I don't know, 1 hour every couple of days, and someone else is playing 4 hours every day, they're going to beat me, and that's okay. You have to learn to accept it and just kind of go like, I was quite pleased with that. Set yourself some realistic goals. So instead of winning the whole game, you want to get this kind of score, and therefore you're playing against yourself while playing against other people. The goals you set yourself will always be more satisfying for you to achieve than the goals that everybody else thinks that they're doing. And fundamentally, when you come away from it, you have to go, did I have fun? You might go, would I like to be the best in the world at this? And you kind of go, well, yeah. But there is already a person who is the best in the world at this. And in order to be better than them, you have to put more effort in than them. And you also don't know how much effort they've put in on lots of games that are like that one before getting good at it. It's why I like stuff like Roblox. Now, I don't cover Roblox on my channel, but Roblox is great because there are just so many different games that you can go out and play, some of them on your own, some of them with your friends. And my son plays Roblox. He's 15 and he still plays Roblox. He's been playing it since he was like 7 or 8. And he still plays it now. And all I ever hear coming out of the room is him and his friends yelling at each other and laughing all the time at stupid stuff they're doing in Roblox. And that's what makes it great, is it's a party game for you and your pals just to have a good time with. And that's what makes Roblox cool. Now, I mean, me, these days, I mostly prefer playing on myself. And even if I do play a multiplayer game, so if we were doing Farm Simulator in a multiplayer kind of a way, everybody else would be off multiplayer stuff most of the time, and I'd just be I'd stick to my own bit and just do my own stuff. I quite like the multiplayer environment, but I don't really want to play with other people. I'm quite happy doing my own thing. Once in a while, it's nice to get some other people to come and give you a hand, but I'm quite stubborn. and I often I want to do it all myself, because that's where I get the satisfaction from, is having done it all myself. And therefore, if people come, we were playing Minecraft last year, and I was planning in a train tunnel, and I had the other people on the server who were just trying to be helpful, go like, "Do you want a hand digging this out?" And I was going, "No, it's all right, I've got it," because I wanted to dig it out. But then I realised I haven't got the time to dig all of this out, so I said, "Actually, if you could give me a hand, that would be great." So they all came in and they cleared the tunnel in no time at all. And I went, okay, so maybe I wouldn't have had so much fun just digging all of that out, but I know that there is satisfaction to be had at the end of it from having done the whole job yourself. And that's where I have to find balance. Even someone who's played as many games as I have, and for as many years as I have to find the balance between what I want to do here and what I have time to do on the other side. And more often than not, I don't have time to do everything. So there you go. That's my rules, kind of, for being a gamer, and hopefully they kind of make sense. Alex, games are tremendous stuff, but you should always try and be as nice to people in games as you would be if you were meeting them in the real world. You wouldn't be mean to someone over and over and over again in the real world, would you? So don't do it in a game, because then they'll be nice to you in return. And if they're not nice to you in return, don't play with them again. No, let the people who are mean go and play with each other. I used to work on a game it was a competitive game about spaceships shooting each other, and one of the things that I wanted to introduce that never got implemented was that anyone who was detected to be either cheating or just being unpleasant to other players, I wanted to put a little flag on their account, so a little note on their account that meant the game servers would automatically route them into a different queue. So when they got a game, the only people they'd play against were the people who cheated and were mean to other people on the teams, so that all of the nice, regular, everyday players could stick together. And all of the rotten, nasty, dirty, cheating players, they could go and play over there and see how much fun they had. That's the kind of thing to be aware of, because even the people making the games, they can do that. So just, keep that in mind. Also, if you've got a younger brother or younger sister, make sure they get to play too. Let them have their turn. It's only fair. And I would say maybe some kind of system where you go, okay, well, how about, and this is the trick, right? This is the big trick. Let them go first, right? And you do it against the clock. So you say, like, right, you can have 30 minutes on this now, and then it's my turn. Because the person who goes second will probably get extra time added on to the end. And also, don't forget that you shouldn't be mean. It's like as soon as 30 minutes comes up, you shouldn't stand over them going, "It's my turn, it's my turn, my turn, my turn, my turn." Let them finish. Even if it takes a couple of minutes, you're going to go, "It's my turn now, can you finish your game?" And they'll go, "Yeah, okay, give me," or however the game looks. Let them finish, be nice about it, then take your turn, and your 30 minutes might end up being a bit longer than 30 minutes. Pro tips. Anyway, happy birthday, Alex. Being 9 is great. Okay? There'll be some times that you're not allowed to do stuff, but there'll be plenty of times where you are allowed to do stuff. And that's what makes being 9 great. Happy birthday again. And happy birthday to your dad on your behalf. And thanks to your dad for asking me to say this message to you. Didn't mess up the end at all. No.